Deep beneath the endless waves of the Pacific, where sunlight fades and silence reigns, legends whisper of a creature older than empires, the blue dragon of the Eastern Sea. For centuries, it was dismissed as myth, until a discovery changed everything. When an ocean expedition uncovered glowing ruins beneath the abyss, they didn't just find proof of legend, they awakened something ancient. Something alive. In the ancient lands of the East, where the sea met the sky in endless blue, legends spoke of a creature so powerful that even the tides obeyed its command. The fishermen of the coastal villages called it Qinglong, the blue dragon of the Eastern Sea. They believed it was the guardian of balance, a being of both mercy and destruction, watching over the waters since the beginning of time. Centuries ago, before kingdoms rose and fell, the Eastern Sea was a place of peace. The waves glistened under the sun, carrying whispers of old myths through the wind. But one fateful year, everything changed. The sea grew restless, storms began to form without warning, swallowing ships whole. The skies turned black, and thunder rolled like the anger of a god. Far beneath the surface, buried within the shifting sands of the ocean floor, something ancient began to stir. The water shimmered with blue light, and a deep rumble echoed through the abyss. The blue dragon had awakened. Its scales glowed like sapphire fire, its eyes burned with the memory of centuries, and with each movement, the water around it trembled. The storm that followed was unlike anything seen before. Massive waves rose like mountains, and the wind screamed across the coast. Entire villages were washed away, leaving behind only ruins and silence. But amid the destruction, an old monk from the cliffs above saw something extraordinary, the dragon's silhouette rising from the sea, twisting through lightning, its roar echoing across the horizon. The people believed the dragon's awakening was a punishment, a divine reckoning for their greed and neglect of the ocean's sanctity. Offerings were cast into the sea, gold, food, even prayers written on paper and burned at dawn. But the storm did not stop. Some whispered that the blue dragon was not angry, it was warning them. Something greater was coming from the depths of the sea. Something not even the dragon could control. And with that, the storm settled, but the sea remained eerily still. A silence before the next great awakening. Weeks passed after the great storm, but the ocean never truly calmed. The waves moved with an unnatural rhythm, pulsing as if something beneath the surface was breathing, slow, powerful, eternal. The coastal villages rebuilt what they could, yet fear lingered in every heart. The fishermen refused to sail too far from shore, for they claimed to see glowing shapes moving under the water at night, vast and serpentine, vanishing whenever the moon hid behind clouds. In the monastery atop the cliffs, the old monk who had witnessed the dragon's return began studying ancient scrolls sealed for generations. They spoke of a prophecy, a time when the guardian of the Eastern Sea would awaken not to destroy, but to defend. The scrolls mentioned a shadow from the deep, a creature of darkness that fed on chaos, one that had once been imprisoned beneath the sea by the blue dragon itself. The monk realized what the storm truly meant. The dragon's awakening was not wrath, it was warning. Something older, darker, and far more dangerous than humanity's sins was stirring below the waves. One night, as the sky darkened and lightning crackled across the horizon again, the monk stood at the cliff's edge and saw the impossible. The sea split with a roar, and out of the churning waters rose two enormous figures, one shining blue, one black as ink. The blue dragon spiraled upward, its scales glittering like stars, while the black creature, shapeless and monstrous, emerged like a living shadow. The ocean trembled beneath their clash. Their battle was beyond human understanding, storms formed with every strike, and thunder echoed across the land. Waves reached the heavens as the two titans fought, light against darkness, guardian against destroyer. But the blue dragon was weakening. Its light dimmed with every blow, and soon, the black shadow began to consume it. In its final act, the dragon unleashed a blinding surge of blue fire, sealing both itself and the creature once more beneath the sea. The surface calmed. The sky cleared. When dawn broke, the monk looked out to an ocean that looked peaceful, too peaceful. He knew the dragon's sacrifice had not destroyed the darkness, only delayed it. Somewhere deep below, the imprisoned shadow still waited. And this time, the seal would not last forever. Centuries slipped by. The story of the blue dragon became legend, told by fishermen to their children, painted on the walls of temples, whispered by monks during storms. The people believed the guardian's sacrifice had brought balance forever. Yet, the sea does not forget. Beneath the calm waves, far below sunlight's reach, an ancient pulse began to stir again. The chains of light that once sealed the shadow creature flickered weakly. The imprisoned darkness twitched, sensing weakness. With each passing year, humanity's greed, pollution, and war fed its strength. The seal, built on purity and respect for the ocean, was cracking. In a coastal research facility, a group of marine scientists began detecting strange seismic patterns deep below the Eastern Sea. Dr. Hannah Ishiro, a young oceanographer with a fascination for myth, led an expedition into the depths. Their submarine descended into the blackness, guided by flickering sonar signals. The deeper they went, the more their equipment malfunctioned, lights dimmed, compasses spun, and an eerie blue glow surrounded them. Then, they saw it, colossal scales glowing faintly in the dark, wrapped around what looked like a ruined temple. A statue? No, it moved. The blue dragon, resting in eternal slumber, still guarded the prison of the Black Shadow. But as the submarine's engines disturbed the sediment, the dragon's eyes flickered open, not in rage, but in warning. Suddenly, the ocean floor cracked. Black smoke erupted from fissures, and the monstrous shadow emerged once more, a shapeless entity radiating hatred. The blue dragon roared awake, coils of energy wrapping around the darkness in a desperate struggle. From the surface, storms formed instantly, waves rising higher than skyscrapers. The research team barely escaped to the surface, their ship tossed like a toy in the chaos. The world watched in disbelief as the Eastern Sea lit up with blinding blue light visible from space. Satellites captured the image, a vast dragon-shaped glow cutting through the storm clouds. And then silence. The sea went calm again, eerily still, as if nothing had ever happened. But when Hannah returned to the shore days later, she noticed something extraordinary. Along the beach, strange blue scales washed up, faintly warm, glowing softly before turning to mist. She realized the truth. The blue dragon was gone, not destroyed but ascended. Its essence now flowed within the sea itself, in every current, every tide, every drop of rain. The guardian had become eternal. The shadow's fate remained uncertain. Perhaps it still lingered, waiting for another age of human corruption to rise again. And so, the legend lived on, a reminder that the ocean holds secrets older than time. The blue dragon of the Eastern Sea was no longer just a myth. It was a warning, a protector watching silently beneath the waves, waiting to rise when the world forgets once more.